Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Avorion with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome to our little titanium cube, currently floating in the middle of space, being followed by the Nurgling, also known as the Sunfish, which now has a captain and is under our control, but more in a passive third-party sort of way. In today's episode, we are going to be building our newest ship, which I have simply called Brute, because all this thing is going to be about is lots of shields, lots of weapons, and just being as capable as possible in combat. I don't really care so much about the mining aspects, especially since we now have our little Nurgling here, who can go off and mine for us. In fact, we can do that right now. Orders, go off and mine. Do something useful. Oh, unless there's nothing to mine. Really? There's nothing in this area at all you can mine. Okay, then go and help out and attack those pirates instead. There we go. That is so derpy. So very derpy. Goodbye, good luck, let's build. So, what we're going to do is put down a really large shield generator right in the center. So let's do match blocks for now. And wow, that will cost a fortune. Well, I guess the shield generators are very expensive anyway. That will take up most of our naonite. So, do I really want to do that? Is there anything else I really want from the naonite, or am I just going to stick to titanium once I've added this? I will likely just stick with titanium. I'm guessing we could perhaps make a naonite generator, but I'm thinking I will just go with the titanium version of that. If we do run out of titanium, which is very likely, there is a store right next to where we are currently, in which we can purchase more raw resources, and then continue on from there. So I think I am going to go a little bit silly, and we're going to make one huge shield generator. This will require 3.38 energy. That is really high. And yet I don't care. We're doing it anyway. There we go. We have a very potent shield, which has 22,680 health. That's going to be pretty good. We are definitely going to need more titanium, because that's how I want to build my armor. Here we are with the generator, which is also going to cost 81,000 titanium, and a lot of credits. But it will give us 13 energy, which is much higher than I've ever had on the Sunfish, all in one lovely generator. So, yep, doing that as well. There we are. We are right now just a lump of shield. Well, I've managed to run out of titanium, but at least we have some of the basic shape finished, although only about halfway done, and with none of the details I was looking forward to adding. At least we're getting the very basic sorted. Also, look at those naonite engines. They look so cool, in addition to these lovely energy storages on the side. I was going to put these on the inside, but just look at them. They look so Borg and so very cool. So what we need to do next is do a bit of painting and then use up the rest of our dwindling resources to make this a little bit more functional. At the moment, I imagine this is going to be very slow, but on the upside, I have inserted a module which is increasing our shield power all the way to 34,000. It's going to be very difficult to make this craft ever die. So, let's see, we have our weapons, we'll do those in a little while. But I would like to perhaps do a little bit of painting. So, how about if we go with green, and then maybe black? Let's go full on Borg, use the different green colours, and then a few blacks and dark greys. Let's go with this one. This one looks nice. Maybe a bit too... actually, no, I do quite like that. Let's add these and finish off adding them, then we'll decide. Yeah, I think that looks pretty darn nice, and then perhaps we can have black stripes, or just a black section down the middle like there, and then a darker green to sort of connect them. Since this is armor plating, then this is the regular hull. I did really want to use the titanium armor blocks, which is significantly stronger than the hull blocks, but sadly it's also more expensive, and we don't have the resources right now, so perhaps doing that in the future would be something we could do. So, let's have the top ones. Okay, that did not go anywhere near as dark as I was. Oh, it's no color, not black. Okay, do we not have a black? Like, really? did not expect that. Okay, so that plan's gone. Dim grey, dark slate grey. I mean, that's probably as close as we can get at the moment. Clearly, we still need to find a blackish colour. That does look pretty cool. That looks pretty nice. We could just do that all the way down the middle. Thankfully, it is keeping the glow there. Yeah, that does work, but not too sure about the outside anymore. Well, I'll have a quick play around until I've decided on a colour scheme. Then I'll be right back. We could go with more of an olive colour. This way, it's a bit less garish, but at the same time, it's also a bit more dull. But I think that would work a bit better, because that way we can have some of the areas really standing out. Next up, I would like to have a quick mess around with the light section. So I'm assuming these will be green naturally, because of course they are the Neonite, but maybe we can also colour them different colours, even if we are using that particular resource. So let's just put some down here to have a quick look-see at them. And yes, they are indeed very, very green. So let's paint one red and see what happens. Oh, okay, so the light is always the light of the resource we use, which means titanium will be white, and iron will be kind of that off, well, irony sort of colour. Also, look, it goes invisible because of the mirror line. Either way, though, I do want to put some more of these lights onto the craft. Where else should I put them? Some on the underside, and perhaps a few in here, to make it look even more alive. So, put one there, then one there behind the two pillars. Don't need to be completely lined up, just behind the pillar will do. And then one at the back here, and one at the front, just to make sure the energy device there looks all nice and actually in use and stuff. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Then I'll put two of these lights underneath. Trying to rotate it when it's this small is kind of difficult. I say, whilst doing it weirdly perfectly. And you two can go there. Okay, that's pretty neat. Adding a little bit of detail there to what is, at the moment, a very flat, very dull-looking surface. Integrity fields have also been added, and there we are. It's functional in every way. It's certainly not all that quick, but this is all I can currently afford. Now, the one problem I do have is that right now, we don't really have too many weapons, so I'm going to go over to the equipment dock, which is somewhere nearby. It's somewhere in the not-so-distant distance, and I'm going to see if they have any cheap, interesting weapons. If not, we can always just steal all the weapons from the Sunfish, which does include a lot of the long-range cannons. Surprisingly, the new vessel isn't actually that slow, which is pretty darn awesome. So before we get there, let's have a quick look-see what you sell. Just pretty standard fare. Force turret, self-push. I have no idea what that is, but it's very expensive, so we're not going to be purchasing it. We could go with plasma. We do have some plasma turrets spare already. There is another laser turret here, so maybe we can go with lasers, which would be very, very cool indeed. I would like to have a theme with my weapons, either all cannons or all chain guns. Although it's quite silly, I love that concept. Now, these do cost energy, but we have a lot of energy reserve, so that wouldn't be too bad. What else do you sell, Mr. Equipment Doc? Upgrades. Now, we actually do need something like this. At some stage, we do need to improve our jump range. That would be really useful. Okay, so sadly, we did have to steal weapons from the Sunfish, and according to this gun, there's something very close by which wants to hurt us, and let's not get too paranoid though. So there we are, two of the quad cannons, which aren't that powerful. In fact, they're not really powerful at all, but at least they do have a range of 5. We're then also going to add the double cannon turret, which has a much more favourable range, and does significantly more damage. Then we have a few other cannon turrets as well, which we're all going to add to the front, and then I'm going to find somewhere to add our lasers. We do have a lot of space for weapons on this craft, and a very large crew, so it's absolutely fine to use all of them. Well, we are basically done, and so we go off on our next adventure to get some trinium, the next resource, which will let us finally have fighters. I will be bringing the sunfish with us just because it will allow us to mine in the next area nice and easily, and even if it does so happen to die, I do have a single little mining laser anyway, so we are absolutely fine. In terms of weaponry, I've ended up going very cannon heavy, as you can see, which does a lot of burst damage with a single laser until I can replace that as well with a cannon. I'm not overly crazy on the cannon placement at the moment, but until I get some more resource, which will allow us to build in a more tiered system, they're just going to have to go on the front. Eventually, I want them tiered, so there's cannons at the front, then we have ones above them and towards the back, and so on and so forth, to make it look a bit more ship-like in space. Well that's something I didn't realise. It turns out the lovely nurgling over there, the sunfish, is going to have to pay the credits, just like my ship, every time we go to a new area. That's going to be pretty annoying very, very quickly. Time to put the sunfish to good use. Go out and mine everything you can see. There we are. Off to work. Now, as soon as it mines anything, that will go straight into my inventory, so whilst it's doing that, I can defend against pirates, or help out the local area by looking at the bulletin boards, or even just go out and purchase or mine stuff myself, which is honestly what I'm going to do right now, just mine as well. So we are going to mine this area a lot faster than if it was just me on my own, especially since at the moment I can only actually use a single mining weapon. One more thing I would like to do very soon is get some more professionals, because not only do these guys level up, which is really cool, they also have a habit of taking up less personnel for the same job. Now these guys are going to be annoying, because as soon as we start mining, they're going to become aggressive to us. As you can see, already aggressive to us because my lovely friend there, the sunfish, is mining that. So let's go and try to distract them before they get too close. They do have shield. Let's go after the non-shielded one first. First volley, and almost half of the health removed. Like I was saying, this can do a lot of burst damage now, and the first craft has been completely annihilated. The second one, however, does have shields. We have bigger shields. The Brute is living up to its name. Oh yeah, we are a fighting force now. Who's next? Oh, you have plasma weapons. They do bonus damage against shields. Well, screw you. I will mine you. How about that? Ooh, shiny. Thank you. What was that, I wonder? I'm assuming plasma weapon, honestly. And we are victorious. And we helped out the Commonwealth of Leal. Sure, Leal, that seems reasonable. Cargo, inventory. Triple chain gun. Oh, wow, look at that. Whoa. Okay, maybe I'll go back to being a brawler. That gun is amazing, and I want it everywhere. Okay, well, that's definitely something. Also, shouldn't ram things, because, sadly, shields don't defend you against physical damage. I wonder how the sunfish is doing. Into tactical mode, and there's the sunfish over there. What are you doing there, sir? What are you doing? It's going to play a menu, fleet, nurgling, and can I do anything with you? Do I have to go back into normal mode? I'm fairly certain you can still zoom in on them if you press F. Build. There we go. Here's the nurgling right now. Just sort of chilling. Orders, please go back to mining. Thank you. It's using its guns to mine. You have mining lasers. Okay, we need to remove those guns, apparently. Right, you only have one gun. Okay, now you have none. Make sure to use the laser. It's meant for this. Oh, no, it wasn't using the gun. It's just firing it like a gun. I suppose Maybe the laser graphic isn't occurring because it's so far away from my craft currently, it's not loading it in to save on lag, I suppose? Makes sense. I've got to say, seeing our ship in the background just doing its job is really, really cool. What I think I'm going to need to do is to create a very simple, somewhat fast mining vehicle which uses the Neonite weaponry, or at least the mining tools, and then have them follow me as a bit of a swarm, almost like locusts. And as soon as we get to a new area, tell them all to mine as I defend the sector, get some reputation with the locals, and they strip mine everything right from underneath their noses. We will be rich, and they will thank us for it. It seems like a good idea. Also, there's a mobile merchant currently here, so what are you selling there, sir? Any weapon? No, only upgrades. Ooh, all turrets +2. That is definitely better than what we've got currently. I will be purchasing this. That is very cool indeed. Also a different shield booster. Wow. Ooh, actually, that's better than what I've got as well, because it takes a certain amount of energy consumption rather than a percentage. I believe the one we've got currently is a percentage, and it's rather hideous. There we are, 18%. I don't know if that's smaller than the amount this one's offering, but I will be increasing my energy generation very soon, especially now I'm mining in this area. So, I'm going to go off, I'm going to purchase that, and get in range of this ore, and then I will be right back. I may actually purchase both of those items we were just talking about. Also, there's a really cool looking ship there. Hello, mobile merchant. We have almost no braking power at the moment. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. It's about on par with the Sunfish. Which, of course, isn't good, but still. How close do you have to be to these ships? Probably pretty close. Please stop moving, I wish to purchase things from you. I'll take both. Thank you. I have some stuff to sell as well. Wrong button. Nope, stop moving, stop moving. I don't care what you were saying before, I want to sell stuff. Hello, pirates! Excellent, you seem weaker than the fellows we were fighting earlier, and the fellows earlier absolutely crumpled against our assault. So, let's just do the exact same to you guys. 2.5 volleys, and the last volley there, oh, almost completely killing that guy. Oh, look at how strong our shields are. They're not even going down, they're still at maximum bars, even now. And we can turn our laser on to do a little bit of extra damage as we slowly weather him away into nothingness. And all the while, whilst I'm doing this, my little Sunfish is out there mining for us. Definitely worth bringing him, definitely worth. And down you go, we get an item which I think is made out of Neonites. Let's have a quick look-see. Wrong button again. Inventory, and this one. Triple Plasma Turret. Not amazing, but bonus damage to shields is always good. And we get some credits for helping out, and we can loot the rest, destroy the corpses of our now deceased friends here, and everything is good. Life is good as a hero of all nations. At some stage, I will have to try and be aggressive against one of the factions just to see what happens. I would like to see if we could at least kill a couple of frigates before getting out of there. I imagine we probably could, just because how strong our shields are at the moment. Wow, this shield booster is definitely a much better deal than the one we were using before, even before we add extra energy. So there we go, we've also increased our shield recharge rate. However, there is this here, the energy to shield converter, the blue variety, which gives us a whopping plus 94% to our shield health. That would make us so ridiculously difficult to try and kill. So I am very tempted in the not so distant future to use that, but for now, I'm going to attach this all turret rather than this arm turret. There we are. And that's about that, although I do want to replace this battery upgrade. Recharge rate versus energy capacity. Recharge rate? Oh, okay, yeah, I understand what that means. Don't really want that over just the capacity, though, at the moment, as that's one of our weakest sections. There's a lot of options here, and there's still stuff we need to get. Honestly, just upgrading this sort of stuff would be good. And why am I using the advanced trading system? Why am I even using this? That should definitely be replaced by something. I could do this. Oh god, that's only just about covering our energy now, but that means we have 55,827 shield power. I was going to say engine, but I mean shield. We would be unstoppable with both of these, but it would require more energy. I am tempted, though. I've decided we are going to go with those upgrades as our standard, so right now we do have over 50,000 shield power. We are going to be very hard to kill until we go to much more difficult areas. Well, I'm afraid, despite the fact this video probably isn't going to be as long as the others in the series, I am all out of time for today's video. It's been quite a long time of just messing around with shapes, and apparently the hours simply whizzed by. So I really hope you've enjoyed, and if you have, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Avorion is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, the hunt will be on for even more Neonite, more Titanium, and most importantly, some of that lovely, lovely Trinium. As soon as we have that, we can then hire fighter pilots to have little drone wars against the enemy, and that will be a lot of fun indeed. Even though I doubt much will be overly efficient in comparison to the sheer power of just cannons, because cannons apparently are absolutely awesome, as you can see. So, thank you again for watching, have a lovely day, do take care, and goodbye.